Hello, Taurus. It's umomgtarot, and this is your someone secretly talking about you tarot card reading. So we're gonna figure it out who's talking about you this time, and then we're gonna do a tarot spread and see what they're talking about. Here, oh, your first card jumped out. Hello, Aquarius. Aquarius is in the building. The energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. Now, Aquarius is a unique figure because it's an air sign, and so they really think about the intellect behind things, but not even just like the mental games, not just the conversation and the who they talking to, who they be what they be thinking, because you'll never know. Okay, Aquariuses are unique. They'll catch you by surprise with that element of Uranus, and it's all about networking and talking to people and communicating and so. I'm not leaning towards anything negative at this point, because Aquariuses, they'll have eccentric, ways about their communication, but it's not necessarily bad. Your next card is Aries. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading impulsive action is likely. So with Aries, we know that this person is super enterprise, and if they're carrying the energy of Aries and Aquarius, they have a unique perspective and they are very trailblazer-ish about it. That's the thing that unites Aries and Aquarius, is that Aquariuses are inadvertently trailblazers because they're so unique and different, and the way that they think is that revolutionary, rebellious, against the norm type thinking. And then mix that with Aries, and you have somebody who's like, yeah, that's right, and that's who I am, and let's talk about it. And they're thinking from a self-serving perspective, but that could be a little bit towards the, I don't know, are you talking about me to compare yourself and be competitive like an Aries? Or are you talking about me in like an enterprise type way? Do you see the uniqueness in my character? Maybe that's why they're talking about you. Here's your next card. Gemini. So we got lots of thinking, lots of talking. Gemini, the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. So again, finding it interesting to do some talking. So it may not be malicious. It may be just that they are talkers and they like to talk about you for who knows what reason. We're going to get into it with the tarot spread. But as far as Gemini, it's just like Geminis, they like to have fun communication-wise. They could have fun doing stuff, but they also are so down for a great conversation that makes them laugh, makes them even cry, makes them think. They're impressed by people and their intelligence, and that's something that Aquarius is as well. So this person talking, I feel like they have some character to their talking. Like they have a unique perspective. They want to have fun. They're playful, and with Aries, they have that youthful spirit to them as well. I like this person so far, but let's not jinx it and let's look at the tarot spread. I'm using the Raphaelite Tarot, and here is your first card. Five of Wands. Okay, so we got some competition up in here. Okay, so that's fiery energy, aligns with that Aquarius and Aries sentiment where there's people, mixing and mingling, networking, getting together to compete, compare notes, and stay competitive. Because for some people, and people like you, that might be your motivation. That might be your source of fire and drive. And having people around you talking about you, talking with you, networking gets you excited, gets you on that enterprise kick. And so let's mix and mingle and talk. You be talking too. Then we have the Empress. The Empress is associated with Venus. And Venus is about pleasure, luxury, contentment, possibly even pregnancy. The Empress is very content and relaxed. A force that is supposed to exhibit luxury. It's all goodness. Like, I'm on my high horse. Now let's hope that people aren't competing for that position in your life, because then you'll have another random circumstance around that. 5 is another sporadic number. It's the number of change and transition, unexpected. And so is Aquarius. So to start your theme with that energy and to start your spread with that energy, let's take it into consideration. Your next card is, who's this? Queen of Wands. More feminine throne type energy. Queen of Wands, very motivated, very ambitious as well. Interesting, coming up next, up below the Aries card, because Aries is about enterprise, and Queen of Wands does definitely mirror that energy. And now, so Queen of Wands is also very motivated, highly motivated to reach the top, but she's more of like a support player, and she can reach the top herself, and she's already claimed that position in her throne. But she's also speaking from a place of authority. And again, if you're going to talk about me from a place of authority, I hope it's good. I hope it's good, because this could represent a boss, you know, your boss, and that could represent your peers. And so if there's like competition, and the Empress over here is looking towards the Queen, there may be somebody talking about you and referring to your boss, referring to your mentor, referring to somebody who has some type of fiery energy to them. So then we have the Six of Swords. Now I start to go, okay, well, what's going on here? Are you being on the up and up competition over here? Is your network serving you? Or is your network doing something that is a little, competitive? Don't see any malice. I see healthy competition. But I also feel like, you know, this Empress card is all good, and she's chilling, and she's not paying attention to the competition. So this person is talking about you may be up on their, like, you might have the impression, because you're overthinking, you might have the impression that your boss thinks that all of your peers are doing better than you, and they're talking about you, and you're paranoid or something like that, and your network is, and you're worried about your perception, or the perception of you. But I feel like this energy says, no, the good vibes are turning towards the Queen, and the Queen of Wands is motivated and has a certain esteem to her, just like the Aries, and people respect it. So she's looking that way and has that attention rather than the competition, the peers, the people around you. So good for you. I feel like you will be moving forward. I feel like this person, that could be, honestly, it could be like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I feel like they're looking towards you from a place of comfort, leisure. So again, it could be somebody who's in a very powerful position, as well as a very comfortable position in your workplace, career, somewhere, some connection to authority in your life. And so from their leisurely perspective, they're looking towards you, looking to see that Aries energy, looking to see that fire within you and see what you do with it. Now, I feel like they want to see what you do with it because of the Six of Swords, moving on, moving forward. Are you willing to relocate? Are you willing to shed some old and move into some new? Carrying only your day ones with you. So this might even mean like a move, like you're moving for opportunity, or you're trying to be enterprise and independent, self-employed or something, and because of that you're moving in a different direction and sailing away off on your own in that journey. So some of you guys are thinking about, again, unexpected change is a theme throughout here. So some of you guys are thinking about moving on, and it may be unexpected to your boss, your employer, somebody who would be emotionally invested as well as authoritative in your life. Then I think some of you guys are moving on, and you're gonna have to fake it until you do, because the Seven of Swords represents deception. But it's, I've learned over the years not to be like, deception, I'm angry, because deception is almost like omission of the truth. It's wearing a false mask, and we all do that. We all kind of pretend to be who we need to be in certain situations, and if it has anything to do with employment, you better believe people are pretending to be who they need to be in that environment. But I think that the Seven of Swords is also an insight towards how you're feeling about this position over here, being in competition, constantly being around people that are competing with you, that you don't know if you can trust, but they do kind of motivate you to want to raise the bar in your own life. And I feel like that's the motivation for you moving on, moving forward. For some of you guys, that means having that same career amongst the competition, but you being the standout because you have that energy to take it up a notch. So that means some of you guys are on your side hustle kick in addition to your regular work life. That means that you're around people and you want to take it a step further and do a little extra work than they do, so that you can prove yourself. I feel like this journey is, although it's going through waters, I feel like emotionally, spiritually, you have reached a point where you don't want to be one of these. You don't want to be a regular and have the element surprise sneak up on you, because you're not kissing the ring of authority. Some of you guys are rebellious. You don't want to be part of the hustle and bustle of trying to compete for jobs and work for the man. And you guys are on it. You guys are look at this. This person's moving on and saying, hey, let's move into a better type of life, or let's move into something different than what our current circumstance is. And with this Seven of Swords, it makes me feel like, well, was I wearing a false mask this whole time, or did I outgrow my situation? It's time to like realize that Gemini has two faces, and it's not necessarily a thing. It's not necessarily a negative thing unless, you know, there's gossip involved. But the two faces can represent feeling one way and then feeling completely differently. What used to be looked at as an opportunity or healthy competition may be looked at as something stressful now that you want to move on from. Wearing a false mask, I feel like maybe at first you were wearing the, oh my god, I'm grateful, I love this job, I love this place, I love da, and slowly that perception, that energy you tried to keep up as a perception for other people to view, but on the inside maybe it became a false mask as you changed how you felt on the inside after doing some thinking. Lots of thinking going on. I think that you're reevaluating your path, and whoever's talking about it is almost like, maybe the talking is what's making you reevaluate, because maybe you don't like being gossiped about with amongst your peers. Maybe, you know, you hate looking up to a queen or somebody who's from such a leisurely, comfortable place. You want to move on. You want to not wear a false mask. You want things to be better. And I think that there's a lot of confusion around here, because it may not have always seemed clear what you want to do next, but you've always had the desire to do something different, be rebellious, change things up in your life, and you want to be the person to initiate that. Aries is the trailblazer. This person may be talking about you amongst your peers because they know that you're on some kick. They're gonna do something. I can tell they're gonna do it. Maybe they can't tell at all. Hey, some false mask wearing, and perhaps the false mask wearing could be the person that's talking about you. Maybe they want you to move on. Maybe they're looking towards this direction, wanting to become a queen, wanting to get to a higher level. Some of you guys are doing that towards careers. I know there's no pentacles here, but I'm really feeling like this is like competition and careers and trying to move up and trying to realize your circumstances. And even if it's not a job, it could be like, you know, out of work, living here, and maybe I want to relocate to somewhere else so that I can find work and not pay so much for rent or whatever, mortgage. But you're having to fake and pretend that you're happy until you have your plan solidified. So I guess people could be talking about that if they have an inkling. But I think that with these queen energies here, it's almost like a subconscious, well, we'll do it, okay? Because that would lessen the competition if you move on. We go from 5 to 6. We have competition here, and then moving onward and upwards, which hopefully that could mean that this authority recognizes something and they want to boost you. But I feel like this is physically moving on from situations that stress you. And the only stressful situation I see over here is this competition. So some of you guys had it up to here with the competition around your circumstances. Anything that's around you that feels like, oh, I got to do better because X is doing this better, or I got to keep up with my mommy group that they all have Cadillacs and I can't afford a Cadillac. You know what? Let me just move on. I don't need a Cadillac. I just need a community of non-Cadillac having people. You know? It's wearing a false mask so that you can get through it. And the reason I don't feel like this false mask is malicious, because we got Gemini, again, the two faces, and sometimes you feel one way and then sometimes you feel the other way. Sometimes you want to rise to the occasion and be motivated by the competition around you or your peers around you. And sometimes you just want to be like, you know what? This isn't healthy. I feel more stressed than motivated. I'm out. You know? And so that is your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, share the video, and if you'd like a personal reading, please check out the description for a link to my website, as well as a link to my Etsy shop where I sell candles and all sorts of metaphysical products. So, there we go, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!